Welcome back, my Nakamas. Today we talk about an OP7 meta tier list. Yes, guys, OP07 is on the way. We get it at the end of the month, and I will talk about you. Which leader are the winners and which leader are the losers? Which leader are coming new? I put the amount of leaders smaller, but you will see that on the video. But first, right, left, head bump the thumbs up button for more awesome content and subscribe because we have a giveaway. We give away 2 decks, and if you saw my other videos, we need to hit the goal. The goal is down there. We need like 5 more subscribers. If we hit the 5 subscribers, then it's Gucci. Let me know what your favorite OP07 card is. Leave a like and subscribe. Let your friends know. 5 subscribers in the next deck profile. I will giving them out. Spin a wheel and then you will see who wins. So guys, support me. Check out the membership down there. We'll make exclusive content if you get a lot of members. And as well, check out Margin Mets and BI Yu-Gi-Oh! Shop as my sponsors. And let's go into this nice, easy tier list. Let's go. Okay guys, we are right now at the tier list and you see we have less leaders than we should used to be because the video was so long and I want to keep it a little bit shorter talking about stuff. We want to know leaders, they're really good, leaders they are not good, what the new leaders can do and how the metas are shifting. And we start first, I don't want to put like decks down there, right there, left there. I think there's winners and losers. And for a deck that is set, the tier 2 is Reiju. Reiju didn't get much of any support getting out here. We got... You can play if you want to do so much, but you don't have much really minusing done. You get like little Reiju as well, but it don't is this much support for the deck sadly. So I don't think this deck can keep up right now with the stuff we're having, so you can play it, it's okay to play, but I don't think it's that quite good. As well as with the Luffy starter deck leader, it's not quite that good anymore. You have your after limitations, but yeah, I don't think this deck can get through right now as it should to. So it is like in an okay niche way. Yamato is by far tier 1.5. I think she's really good, really strong with some decks with the ability you saw she's topping a lot, with the ability to do something is really strong as well. Day 4 she's really strong as a leader doing the stuff. You can abuse if you want to the Hawkins as well, but you need to have a supernova leader for that one. And yeah, you can abuse the Hawkins if you want to, but it's not necessarily. You have many versions of the play of the deck you can play. So many direct ways you can play the bottom list, the full aggressive deck list. So there are a lot of options, and that's the thing, right? This deck is really good and doing much stuff. As well as Law as a winner here. Law is really strong compared to the other Law that's sadly only tier 2. It don't makes anything. It's like not that bad. It is like semi-competitive, I would say. It's not like deck strong, yes, but we can make tier 3. We can make tier 3. Tier 3 we will put it down here. It's not quite that strong. It's high, like it's fun if you want to play it locals or stuff like. It's not quite that strong, but this Law is really strong because we're getting new support. The Sanji, the Osoba Mask. Why is it not Osoba Mask? It is Sanji. Yes, it's a 2k counter, and if you have less than 2 Don on your field, you can make the cost of the card -3 in your hand, and you can play that for free. And it's a blocker, a 2k counter in hand. What's more than the deck is needed, and a 6,000 attacker. It's really good. So like bottom decking something in late game, play this card out for free is really insane. Play something, play this card, and like swing with the leader. You can swing as well with the leader. Like there are some leaders they cannot swing, so I think it's pretty strong for comparing that. This leader is really strong. Had a lot of tops in Japan. I think he will get here a lot of, because we have a lot of good Law players in Europe. So yeah, quite off the way. We put the Luffy starter deck The other one, so the both other old versions compared to the new versions, but this is what it is power creeping. But yeah, Luffy's deck is really strong because we're getting a new support, a new Luffy that can active mainly trash this card. If you have 2 or less left, you can go up to one of your opponent's card with 4 cost or less and draw a card, what makes it important. So 1k counter was really good because you don't want to play less counter, because the Luffy side deck card is always with counter, and as a trigger, if you might be attacked by someone, but it's not like quite much that often happens, you can go up to one of your opponent's character with a cost 4 or less. And this one is support for the deck as well, what makes this deck pretty more functional, and that's the reason why this deck is good. Then another deck, what is tier 1, it's Lucci. Lucci is really strong because you get a lot of tons of cards. Like, I need to get, like, you get like the Sabo you don't play. I want to look at the other card, but we start first with cards you could play. You can play the new Kako on play. You might place 2 cards of including CP0 from your trash to the bottom of your deck, so you fill your deck up because Lucci is milling cards, and off your deck to any order give up to one of your character -3 cost. What is Lucci doing? Sorry if I don't pronounce that one. When checking, you might trash top 2 cards, so you're trashing a lot of cards, have a lot of stuff in your grave, and you put back something that makes this deck more functional, so you can abuse more the effect, because the games go longer at late game if you want to play this new format, and give up to one of your opponent's character -1 during this turn. So you have that one. Then you can play a lot of more cards like this Luffy you can play. When second trash up to one of your opponent's character with 2 cost or less, and then you might place any number of character cards with a cost 4 or more from your trash at the bottom of your deck in any order. This character gets 1,000 during this turn for every 3 cards placed at the bottom of your deck, so it's a heavy attacker, what makes this pretty cool. You can play as well, where is it? The Tempest Kick as well is really good. Draw 1 card, and if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, give up one of your opponent's character -3 cost during this turn, what makes it really good. And as well you can play the new Zabo, super rare, secret rare on play, both good secret rares by the way. They said you might trash 1 card from your hand, kill up to one of your opponent's character with 5 cost or less, and up to one of your opponent's character with 3 cost or less. 8 cost, so you can play out something for 2 and have your leader as well, what makes it pretty good. So this is a winner as well. Sakazuki got banned, but Lucci is alive. You can play as well Gecko, because Gecko have like no limitations right now, so you don't get punished so much. So yeah, like Sakazuki, I mean not Gecko Moria, sorry. Like Sakazuki is banned, but you have like the new Lucci and Gecko Moria, what you get new cards from you can play. So I don't think Black is in a bad spot right now, that would like to say. Then we got with Enel. Enel is a tier 1.5 deck as well, and it's pretty strong because we get a lot of support like this Ace. That's like really good. It's like your new boss monster, like compared to Yamato. On play, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards, and if you have 2 or less cards, this character gets rush. It's pretty much OP. And we got other cards as well. Let me look off this ones. We got the Franoske, the Frankie. We can do nothing, but it's a 2k counter, and if you have a trigger, draw 1 card, and if you have 1 less life cards, play this card, so you then have a 5k attacker as well on board, what makes this card good. You can play as well if you want to the Luffy in the deck, what's really cool about that one. And then there is like nothing more you can play. No. You play like a vanilla-ish deck, it's not quite that strong, like the vanilla cards, because they're vanilla cards. But this is the deck. I think it's really good. It's really strong with Katakuri and Yamato and stuff. Having it late game is quite like really strong. Then we talk about, where is it, Bonnie. Bonnie, I will put as 1.5 as well. She's really strong for green leader. Finally, we get like a mono green leader that makes trouble in the meta. Bonnie says, on your opponent's attack once per turn for 1 done, rest up to one of your opponent's leader or character. Not specific, so you can rest anything, and that makes this really strong. You get like new cards. You can play the Rouge in the deck as a blocker. End of turn, you can set up 1 Don as card is active, so you can always use the effect from the Bonnie, what is pretty good. You got as well the Hawkins, a new Bonnie as well. You can play into the deck, and let me look if I can give you the Hawkins. If you do Supernova type, this card against blocker. Told you in the other deck you can play this one as well in the other law bounce rush deck, but it don't make sense because it's not 5. After your opponent declares an attack, you might rest this card to make this a new target attack. Once per turn, this character will be removed from the field. By opponent's effect, you might rest one of your opponent's character instead, so you can rest 2 with Hody, with the new Cavendish regarding from the EB set and Zorro. The 9 cost. This deck is pretty amazing, and going into the late game, yes, and I think this leader is pretty good. You can look up here. I think it will be, if you play in Chester, she can be really good compared to the meta. Some decks have problem with this here, and some have like an easy matchup, but this is what it is in one piece. As well as the tier 1.5 deck is as always Gecko Moria. Gecko Moria is not quite that much bad because you can play now with issue and stuff like that to hand looping your opponent, and I think it's pretty good whereas it should be. It's not quite that much strong as the Lucci card, so I think it should be tier 1.5. It's not quite that strong anymore, but you can play it. But I think everyone is like upgrading the deck to specific Lucci because it's really strong. But I think they both had the same way of topping in Japan. I don't know, but yeah, I don't think so. I will think so. As well as a card or deck was really good right now in this meta is Perona. Perona is really strong as well with the new Wano stuff. Cards with the new Zabo, you're getting the support of. You can play a really good deck. We get the, I don't think it was this set, but it was in the EB set. But we're getting a new Otama. You can play on play. Look at the top 5 cards of the deck. Reveal up to 1 green Lano, 1 card, and 1 Otama card to your hand. What is really good. And this one you can play with a cute art. Look at this art, guys. How you can say no to an apple. And you can play this card with the new Zabo as well, with the Gecko Moria, to spam little things out, blocker out, and rest something at your opponent's hand and swinging like always for huge damage. Can play a lot of like search stuff, and I think Perona could like a lesser 1.5 deck, but it should be at tier 1.5. It's really good, as it should be doing. And then we're going for Boa Hancock. Boa Hancock is as well a new leader coming out. It's tier 1.5. It's really strong. Let me look up what she can do for you. Your turn, once per turn. This effect can be activated when your character is removed from the field. By your effect, if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, you draw 1 card. And since you're getting like new cards as well, like this new like broken Jinbei, on play players to 1/7 Warlord of the Z-type character with a cost 4 less than Jinbei to your hand, what is really good. And as well, you're getting a new law. Active menu wine, return this character to the owner's hand. If your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, your opponent places 1 card from the hand at the bottom of the deck, so you're stealing 1 hand card. You're getting a new Boa as well as the manga rare in the set. On play, up to 1 of your opponent's character, then other than Monkey D. Luffy can attack. It's like funny that Monkey D. Luffy. And then play up to 1 of your characters with, or that's the bottom. Imagine having a Monkey D. Luffy in tier 1. Just don't imagine, guys. Don't be worried. What makes this pretty good, and it's pretty funny as well. Yeah, but I think it's quite funny, as it should be, and I think this deck is really good. It gets a lot of cards, what you're getting right now. So I think this one is pretty good. Yeah, I think this one's pretty good. Then we talk about Nami. Nami is it's hard because I don't have something as well, but we do this one. We do Rogue, okay? Nami's a deck that can always put performance into a tournament because it's really good. And it always gets support cards. That's what makes this deck like pretty intense. And yeah, I would say this card, or like this leader Pacific, is a Rogue deck. Rogue deck means for me, you can win with this leader as well events. With a tier 2 or tier 3 leader you cannot. Like it's funny and semi-confident or like Rogue. But with a Rogue deck you can play as well. But it's not like as always you could do because it depends on the meta. And as well, you're getting support. You get the Margaret, blocker, on play, draw 1, blocker, and on play, what you want more. And I think we get non-support card either for this deck in this set. But the Margaret is really good. And I think EB got us a little bit support as well. But I don't see anything else in my head from the list I have in my head. But it's the only thing you have as support. But when this deck's getting support, it can always be played, and that's a good thing or good stuff you should know. Then we got for Uta. Uta is exactly tier 3. It's fun to play on locals and stuff like that. It's not quite that strong as it should be in this meta right now because you have a lot of problems with the higher tier decks. and that's a thing as well. And yes, we go to Vegapunk. Vegapunk is actually tier 3 deck. Would love to play Vegapunk, but the problem is it's not quite that good right now. It had like more stuff compared to in the next metas, but there's like a little bit slide up. But the Zeta has 2 life. The Zeta cannot attack. 2 life and cannot attack. Then the Zeta should be broken, right? Yeah. Active main once per turn for 1 Don. You need to pay 1 Don as well for the effect. Select up to 1 Eckett card type from your cost 5 for less from your hand or from your top of your life cards and place it face up. And you get a lot of support, like a lot of good cards, like Shaka is a blocker and trigger. If you do this Vegapunk, you can play this card. That's where you can play Farnoski, where you can play Edison in your deck. As well as you can play Lilith in your deck. A searcher for the deck is really amazing. York is not quite that good, sadly. Vanilla card, imagine. Not with a trigger anymore. Like, you can play as well the Nico Robin. If you play it out, you play draw 2 cards. It's really good. As well, you have your Zorro, what is not bad at all. But for the deck itself, it's not that strong. Because you don't have the power, and if you play something out 1 turn and another turn, like your opponent can like remove it with the cards and then chip you out when you lose hand cards, and at the end the battle you will lose. And that's like the quite harsh time what this deck is having. Zorro Sanji Leader is a tier 2 deck. It's like semi-competitive, it's really good, it's fast, you can spam out stuff, depends on your top decks what you're needing. And with EB and this set, like some cards are getting into the deck. You can play as well the Margaret as well with on play, draw 1. But you have like other cards you can play. It is quite okay, I would say, yes as well. And as well for the Boa Hancock, if you're saying like what is wrong about that one, you have like the Sanji as well you can play when you place the face up card, and it is specific of play cost you can play. And that's why you have like an ace as well. And by the way, I want to talk about this ace. This looks like Dr. Stone. I don't know if there's like draw things with that, but it reminds me of Dr. Stone. But you can read about that ace as well. It's really strong as well. So this leader should be on the top spot, I would say. Yes, this should be at the same spot. So we're going on with Katakuri. You got like a little bit support with the Farnuski as well, like less trigger, but sadly it's in tier 2. It's not quite that. I'm a Katakuri enjoying lover, but I don't see right now Katakuri get that much support. And then with the starter deck, maybe then we see some like slight efforts doing stuff, and it's maybe better, but for right now, I don't think so. That's really good. Then we have Newgate as well as the tier 2. This deck is always strong, do something, it's really strong in the late game. But I don't see that this deck is like going slightly up. Then we got Dragon as a leader. We all thought like, oh, Revolution Army, new support, is card spiking, skyrocketing. Yeah, active main once per turn give up to 2 totals of your currently done to cards to one of your characters. If this card would say leader, I think it would be then 1.5, because giving 2 down on your leader is really strong. It's the same restriction as Yamato. And like, yeah, you get your support cards as well. What you're getting in the set, some cards, but I don't think the leader's doing or did much. You get as well, Galaxy Wing is really strong, as well as the Market Dragon is a rush as an 8 cost, and give up to 2 rested on to cards to one of your leader or characters. Now you can give it to your leaders if you play this card, and then can swing 2 times really huge, but nothing more is doing this deck. But it's a strong with the Revolution Army support. What you're having is not quite that like weak, and you can compare it with the new card, so it makes a good spot about tier 2. It's like semi-competitive, but not quite that strong. And Foxy, I know guys, you love Foxy, but I need to put it in tier 3. We read up Foxy. Foxy is not quite that strong, sadly. It's like some funny leaders you think like, oh, they're like really funny. He should be really strong. Nah, sadly not. While attacking, down -3 is a lot. If you have 3 or more Foxy pirate type characters, select of your opponent's rest leader and up to one of your if you have 3 or more Foxy type pirates, so sorry, I want to say you need to have 3 Foxy type pirates on the board. Right now with destruction, bouncing, shuffle back, do something, it's quite hard to have 3 characters always on board. Select your opponent's rest leader and up to one character card the select cards will not become active in your opponent's next refreshing phase, what makes it good, because it's like a Stoffy stun. Sorry, I had like problems to read that. Jesus. You have as well your boss monster Foxy. If your leader has Foxy type parrots, give all of your opponent's character minus 10,000. Active main once per turn, add up to 1 card from your don't deck as a deck. I would say if this card says as well, like stun something, or when something is stunned, it will be stunned again, and you don't need to use your opponent's leader effect all the time, then it would be quite strong. Like with like, if a character from your opponent is stunned by the main effect from your leader, stun one of them again. So it's really strong. This is like a card like not functioning that much with the leader. On play on -1. Searcher, it's really strong. The rest at the bottom, play up to 1 purple card with 4,000 power less from your hand is really good as well. And a lot of more support cards you see here. Not quite that much, like not like that strong. It's funny as well. That we have some scenes from the anime fight. I love the anime fight, but it's not quite that strong because it's not quite functioning with the leader effect. And you have some cards, you can read them up, I just show you guys, you can read them up, but I didn't know about Foxy so long, I don't read this card that much, I learned a little bit of that, but it don't make anything in Japan. So I would say this is my tier list for the OP07, guys. I hope you enjoy. If I miss a leader, let me know in the comment section down below what I could be missing. Ace, I can say, is tier 2. It's always okay. Doflamingo, Zorro as well is tier 2. The Ace starter deck leader is tier 2. I can say, yes, and there's nothing else. I will put the rest of all comes to tier 3. And Rogue, I will put nothing as Nami, because Nami showed us how strong and this character can be, or this leader can be. And it will be my tier list for OP07. Thank you guys for watching. As always, stay healthy and good luck at finding your One Piece. Bye. And at the end, shout out to memberships for Champion Highest Rank, ADF Wolf. Thank you very much for supporting this channel, and always stay super.